Hello friends, I'm Dr. Schulze, and this week's question comes from Sabrina from Sterling, New York. Dear Dr. Schulze, I am desperate for your help. My family has been suffering for a year with similar health problems. This is how it all started. I've had what I was told was IBS, irritable bowel syndrome, since I was 16, with symptoms on and off throughout the years. Fast forward to me now, I'm 33 years old. I come down with some type of stomach problem. One day, all of a sudden, I had explosive diarrhea. It lasted for about 4 days. Then the night of the 4th day, it turned into bloody mucus. So the next day, I was off to see the medical doctors. By that time, the blood had stopped. They told me to give them a sample, and they would test it for Giardia and C. diff. My stool, at that time, became more solid, but full of yellow, white, fatty-looking stuff. They came back and said they only tested it for C. diff, and it was negative. At this time, my husband came down with diarrhea. Now the husband. And had his stool tested. Also nothing. So I was sent to a GI doc, gastroenterologist. I had a CAT scan because I still was having diarrhea, no blood, the right side belly pain. CT scan showed I was backed up with stool. What? How can this be? Who knows if you really were. I've had diarrhea for weeks. Plus, before that, I went every day. So then I was scheduled for a colonoscopy. Sorry, I don't know how to spell that. Yeah, you were right. You were right. Anyway, it came back that nothing was wrong. Again, just irritable bowel syndrome. Bull. I don't believe it. In the last year, I still suffered from diarrhea on and off, everyday stomach pain. I will cramp up so bad it can almost be compared to labor pain. I also was told I have GERD, gastric reflux. I have horrid heartburn, chest pain, and so on. My husband has almost the same symptoms as me and was given the same diagnosis as me. Then our 8-year-old daughter started having stomach pain, also gastric reflux and diarrhea, constipation. I was told by my doctor that we're all having the same problems, and they all said they're not related. Well, that's pretty silly. 3 of you living in the same house, all having the same problem, and 3 of you that are related. I think the problem's related. My well water was not good to drink, so we treated it and bought a water distiller. Well water. We just talked about water a while back. The latest is I am scheduled to have my gallbladder out April 4th because they say it's not working 89%. Give me a break. You know how I feel about that. If you don't, look at my videos on gallbladders and keeping them. I'm sad to have it out. I don't think it's going to help with my lower belly pain and diarrhea. It may help with the right side pain. We are not the most unhealthy eaters. I don't know exactly what that means. Does that mean you're almost an unhealthy eater? I don't like the sound of that. We try to do things as natural as I can afford. It doesn't cost more to have a vegetable garden in your backyard. I try to do things as natural as I can afford. I give my kids superfood smoothies. Thank you. And I take your intestinal formula if I feel backed up. My family seems so sickly. We are at our wits' end. We need an answer to all this. Living with belly pain and diarrhea is not normal. I know this is, I'm interested in what you can tell me. It would be very appreciated. Sincerely, Sabrina. Okay, Sabrina, let me tell you a couple things here. Not one of you got sick, not 2 of you, but all 3 of you. First of all, to me, your initial symptoms sound like poisoning, some type of food poisoning, especially that after 4 days you had blood, and then after 5 or 6 you had a mucus-like substance. You had some type of poisoning. Was it food? Was it bacterial? Was it viral? Was it from your well? Who cares? We'll never know. So stop thinking about it. But you were poisoned, and I am not so sure that poison's all out of your body. But we're never going to know, so stop the medical torture. Stop the CT scans, the CAT scans, stop the colonoscopies, stop the medical torture. Now, you know you had irritable bowel syndrome. You grew up with it. So when you're poisoned, that really irritated your bowel. So you have the irritable bowel syndrome again. You already said that it came and went. But now you've really had your bowel slammed hard by some type of poisoning, and your irritable bowel syndrome is flared up. The fact that your husband and child also got sick is I don't care. I wonder how they're doing. They're probably better, but you, because of the irritable bowel, you're still saying unwell. The colonoscopy said nothing was wrong. I'm not surprised. It's just, it's a gross look inside your bowel. Okay, number one thing, stop. Stop going to medical doctors. Stop the CAT scans and the colonoscopies. Stop getting radiated and stop getting tubes up your rear end. Over 30,000 Americans this year will get cancer from CT scans published by the American medical doctors themselves. That's more than the amount of people that will die from breast cancer or die from prostate cancer are getting 30,000 cancers caused by CT scans, and of those 30,000, 15,000 of them will die from their CT scan. These things aren't the lightweight little, we're going to take a few pictures that doctors make them out to be. One CT scan is equal the same amount of radiation as how many chest x-rays? 1, 2, 5, 10, 20, 40, 50, 442 chest x-rays. One CT scan is equal to 442 chest x-rays, kills 15,000 Americans from cancer a year, and gives 30,000 cancer. This is not, we're going to take a few pictures, Mrs. Jones, okay? So get away from the doctors and all these crazy tests and stop the colonoscopies. Colonoscopy a colonoscopy alone irritates and inflames your bowel, causes irritable bowel syndrome. Okay, stopping the well water, good idea. Drinking pure water, that happens to be step number 1 in my book, 20 Powerful Steps. In fact, I get this book and start working from 1 to 20 because the first thing you have to do to be healthy is drink clean water. The second thing I do, think about your intestinal formula number 2 and even some herbal mucil. Okay, intestinal formula number 2 and herbal mucil, that's going to help with the irritated colon and the diarrhea. The gastric reflux and the heartburn, I can guarantee you, is caused by what you're putting in your mouth. You said you weren't the worst unhealthy eater. You got to get to be the healthy eater. Again, 20 powerful steps. Start reading the book, following the steps. You need to get onto a vegan food program, and the right vegan food. I know that if I were to tie your hands behind your back for a week, you wouldn't have gastric reflux or heartburn anymore if you were just on water and a few light juices or diluted juices. So your gastric reflux and heartburn is caused from the food you're eating. That's what it's always caused from. Stop eating unhealthy food. Stop eating food that gives you gastric reflux and heartburn. Take your intestinal number 2. Your colon is going to love it. And follow the 20 steps. You need to get healthy.